batch, class. So we got into the day 3. Anyone has any concerns, questions from the till day 2? Hopefully, people don't answer. I take it as an S and move forward. So all of us knows from the mathematics, from your graduations and your basics, what is called an expressions. Expressions are also called equations. Arithmetic equations are composite of multiple operators. We have an arithmetic operators. What are the arithmetic operators we have? Addition, minus, multiplication, division. These are fundamentally, on top of it you can have a square root, square, power. There are so many, but these are 4 fundamental arithmetic operations. These 4 also being supported in SQL. So I want to do addition of 3 plus 3, or say 3 minus 3, or 3 divided by 3, or what is that other one, 3 multiplied by 3. So this is an expression you cannot directly run. It will not get executed. Please guys, please remember, in SQL you can do only 4 kind of operations. Already we know. Select, insert, update, delete. Insert for gather the new data. Update is to change the existing data. Delete is to remove the existing data. And select is to retrieve. Other than these 4 commands, or you can create a table, alter a table. Other than these commands, you cannot run any other statements. But it is not a valid SQL statement, correct? I have an equations or expressions. It is not, SQL doesn't understand. You may, human beings, we can understand these commands, but when it comes to SQL, SQL can understand only SQL commands. Those SQL commands are insert, update, delete. But this equation doesn't understand. So we have a mechanism to run an expressions or equation. Again, we use a select. Okay, select must be having what? It must be having a from. But where these expressions are getting saved, we should be having, this is your select syntax. It will have a keyword called select, followed by list of columns or a star or is equation or expression. From is your keyword from where you need to select. You cannot select from employee table. Employee table has employee details, but where to select? So without from, without specifying the table name, it doesn't execute because the select statement must be having select from and followed by the table name. But I don't have a table name. To facilitate this kind of an expressions to run, we have a pseudo table, dummy table called dual. Dual is your a pseudo table or a dummy table. It is used to completeness of your syntax. So see, your statement is getting executed now. So what is a dual? Dual is used as a, okay, dual is a pseudo table or a false table or a dummy table. Okay. Okay, let's see what is there in the dual table first. How to see what is the content of the dual table? I say select star from the dual table. Actually, it doesn't have anything. Then what is the how these expressions are coming? Expressions are getting executed themselves. Oracle understand, SQL understand. 3 plus 3 is an arithmetic operation. I had to do the numerical additions. But we to complete the syntax, complete the correctness of your program, we are using a dummy table called dual. In fact, dual is a single row, and this is an intro question they will ask. What is the content of a dual table? Dual table as X. In your examination in PU and 10th, there is a 1 mark question is first, what is that, multiple choice or 1 mark question. What is the content of dual table like this? This is sample question they will ask. The dual table content is X. It doesn't have anything. It is a single row, single column table, doesn't have any content. Mainly used to complete the syntax, complete the correctness of your select statement, used for executing your expressions or equations. Got it? What is a dual table? We understood. So probably I have written intro questions also. Yeah, look at here. There is so much of intro question at the end of today. This is kind of an intro questions we going to practice. I means you need to be add, like you need to, what are the classes I complete? These are the probably intro questions. We can answer yourself later. Okay. Now I'm back into here. Where is this? Okay. We understood what is a dual table. A dual table is a pseudo table or a false table, doesn't have any data. It is used to complete the syntax of the table. So, and also we are used to find the current date. So again, to find the current date, we have a sys date. Sys date from which table? We don't know the which table. We need to use the dual table. Sys date gives the current date and time. It gives the current today's date and time. It has a time part. Whenever you see any time, it has both. It shows your time part as a date part, but it shows here only the date part. The reason behind this, it will hide your date part, sorry, time part, until unless you need to show it. You ask to show the time part, it doesn't show. We'll learn how to show the time part later. As of now, let's see how to fetch the current date from the Oracle or SQL is uses sysdate. Sysdate gives the current date and time. So I'll just write it here. Sysdate gives current date and time. Okay. So this is fine. Any okay now if your expression has if you have in multiple equations, as of now you have only one expression like equation, there's arithmetic operator. So for your understanding, total I wanted to write, see every day I'm also improving my notes. So it was there, I missed out to write arithmetic operations. Arithmetic, I don't know what arithmetic operations. Okay, what are the arithmetic we have? Addition, multiplication, division, and okay. We have so many power giver and all, we'll learn later. Don't worry, there are a number of functions, we'll learn them. So, but if at all you have an equations or expressions has only one, it will nicely work. But you have a multiple, you have multiple, what is an output of this? In either case, it is, okay, what is an output, 18 or 12? 18 or 9?
9, sir.
9.
9, sir. 9.
9, okay. So whenever you have multiple operator, multiple, if your expression, please remember going forward, whenever I have this kind of computations, I'm calling them expressions. Is also called equations. Equations are mainly called for your arithmetic equations, arithmetic expressions. But any computation you derived, that we can call it an expressions. Expressions. Okay. This expression has multiple arithmetic operator, then you get confused how to solve. We confuse, but SQL doesn't confuse. It follows the rule called BIDMAS rule. Okay, all of you might be heard about BODMAS rule or BIDMAS rule. BIDMAS rule is something called B stand for bracket here. So whenever you have an expression having multiple operators, how it is going to solve is using the BIDMAS rule. BIDMAS rule is stand for bracket. B stand for bracket, exponent. Exponent is your power, division, multiplication, addition, and the subtraction. So all the kind, the equations are solved from left to right side based on the operator precedence. According to this, which one should execute first? The multiplication should happen first, followed by your number should happen. The addition should happen. Sorry. So that's why the answer is getting as 9. Why the 9 is first the multiplication happens because multiplication has higher precedence or stronger than the addition. Addition is stronger than the subtraction. This is how your arithmetic are getting solved. Let's see this. You have a same expression, but output will be different. What is the reason the output is differed? Because what happened when you have an multiple expressions? Okay, do one thing. This one will cite it later. See this one. So what is going to happen first? Answer is what? 6 or 5? 6 or 10? Answer is
10,
10.
sir.
Yes, because the division has to be happened first according to the rule of the book. Now, what is happened first? According to the BODMAS rule, the division should happen first. Division happens first. Then what should happen next? The multiplication should happen next. Then addition should take place. So answer should be 15. The answer is 15. So, but this is how the BODMAS. But I wanted to overrule. Overrule means I wanted to do certain operations, equations. I mean to say that here I wanted to have the addition first. What we should do? So which is the expressions to be executed first? I put it in a bracket because bracket is a superior than any of the operator. So I'm going to put this in a bracket, put this in a bracket. Answer is going to be completely different now. Same equation, arithmetic operator, sorry, all the operators are same, but you are having used your brackets is going to result it into different output, correct? Output will be same or different, let's see. Certainly it is going to be different because according to the BODMAS rule, the equations are in the bracket should be executed first. It is gets brackets opens up. then it will become 6. 6 into 2 becomes 12. So this is how equations or expressions are solved. This is exactly like what you heard in your mathematics or in your mathematics. Correct? So what if I have a multiple equation within a bracket? What will happen? Okay, this one. I have a multiple equation within a bracket. What will happen again? How these equations are solved within a bracket?
Again, Bidmas rule.
Bodmas, sir.
Again, body.
Bodmas rule.
Yaru? Again, Bodmas rule will be applied. Yes. So within a bracket has to be open up first. But if the bracket has multiple operators, the Bodmas rule will be applied again here. So it's going to open. Then bracket has to open now. 6 or 5 plus 1 6 divided by 6 5. The answer could be some decimal. Yes. Okay, got it. So within a bracket, the Bodmas will be applied and it will open up. Okay. So please, this is a common arithmetic probably taught by your teachers. So just recapping your learning on from your mathematics. Now, very important topic I wanted to talk about. So take an example. Probably I have been given example many times. You have a student information. Okay, you have a name of the student and the score of the student. Okay, I have two attributes columns I have. Student name is A, B, and C. And this guy has wonderful guy got 90. This guy has 0 and this guy nothing. So how many different type of data I have?
3.
3, sir.
Two, sir.
3, 2, 1.
Two, sir.
What are those two?
3. 3.
3,
Okay,
3.
people are asking 3. Let ask me what is that 3 type of data. Okay, what is the 3 type of data? 90 is one value, 0 is one
0 and
90, 0 and null value.
unknown value.
unknown value. But for me, these all there are for maybe correct also. Maybe we'll correct it. Maybe for me I have two type of data. One is known values. One another is unknown values. For this guy A, I have a known value that is 60. For B guy, I have a known value that is 0. For C, I don't know the value. That's the reason I left it blank. Okay. So unknown values are called ghost. They're not called ghost. They're called as null values. Null is not equal. See, I'm very saving my time because I just finished the SQL batch 10 days back before to the batch 19. Instead of writing the notes again, I'm just referring that back into your class. That is helping. Otherwise, I have to type a lot. So null is in fact is unknown information is called null or called also unknown or missing information. I don't know the value. The reason I left it blank is probably is not appeared. Probably his results are not out. Not out means is not come out. So there could be many reason. We don't know his score, but other twos are very clear. I have the no scores. That's the reason null is completely distinguished from the other because I don't know the value. In the same way, this null and this null are same. See, now you have to tell me null doesn't have any value. Null doesn't have any value. Null doesn't have any meaning. Now, there's a missing information or because don't get so many confusion. If all need a definition, what is that I have already written in the notes. Use these notes, make your own notes if you need the definitions. But I have already written. Don't put so much of mixing the words. Null is unknown or missing information is called null. That is enough. But null doesn't have any value. I have two people doesn't have a value. So these null, both the nulls. Now you need to understand the null does not. Null is an unknown information, missing information. Null doesn't have any value. That is your understanding. This null and this nulls are same. Null is equal to another null.
No,
If
sir.
yes, why? Why no,
sir.
sir? Why no, sir?
We don't know, sir.
We don't
What
know.
is the
That's right.
correct? What is the
It may
definite
be
value?
anything,
don't know,
sir.
It could be anything because one null could be anything, another could be anything. Please remember, each null is a unique value. It is not equal to anything, including another null itself. That's what I have written here. Since is unknown value, come on, null is not equal to 0, null is not equal to blank, and null is not equal to another null. That means what? Each null is unique. Each null is unique. Very, very, very important. You need to remember each null is a unique because we don't know what is about it. If you don't know, how do you compare with another unknown? That unknown could be anything, another unknown could be anything. Please remember, null is always be itself and unique. It is not equal to 0, not equal to blank, or not even equal to another null also. Okay, that is your understanding of, because very, very important question. So they will ask you interview. 3-star question means probable question in the interview. They will ask what is null value. Null is a missing unknown information. Null is not equal to 0. Null is not equal to blank. Null is not even equal to nothing. So they will ask again, then what is null? Equal to what? You say null is equal to nothing. It is a ghost. Hmm? Not ghost, simply I'm telling is not equal to another null. Null is unique itself. Each null is unique itself. That's the reason one null is not equal to another null. Okay. Now back into my expressions. 2 plus null from dual. Are you feeling fast or okay?
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 2 plus null is equal to what? I don't know what is the value, so I get unknown value only because null. Because we don't know what is it. If it is 0, of course, you would have got to 0, 2 back because 2 has a value. That is our contribution to the biggest contribution. Who has invented arithmetic? You know who has 0 invented? Arabetta, Indian invented.
Arabetta.
Otherwise, I cannot imagine. We cannot imagine. Not I. We always we should be say we cannot imagine the word without having the 0 in our life. But 0 is 0, but they don't have a meaning. But we cannot even imagine how the mathematic word could be if you do not have 0. That's the reason 0 is has its own meaning. Means no quantities. But null doesn't have any meaning because it has no meaning at all. So that's the reason anything arithmetic, any expressions you do, any arithmetic expression you do with null will be resulted into null only because it is cannot predict what is the value for the unknown value. If you fight with an unknown ghost, you get a ghost back only. You are fighting with an unknown person, you don't know what is the strength of it. So it's going to be unknown. The result is unknown. We never know who is our component, who is our opponent. The same way, its null is a missing. Any expressions you do, arithmetic expressions you do with a null, it resulted into null. Got it? Now, one more. Let's see that something you have. Okay. All you can use any of the expression, all the arithmetic operators, including division, multiplication, whatever you do, it is going to be a null. Please remember what is null and what could be happen if you do an if you use a null with your expressions, it is going to be null. The reason be it, we don't know. That's why answer is also don't know. Okay. Now one more you can ask me. Somebody I told you last time. Today is a time maybe I'll go back and explain who is George later. So now what will happen if you anyone has any other question can be asked if a expression with null result into null. Do you think any other question you can ask me now as if you ask you any doubts? You have so many data types, different data, can you imagine some question you can ask me now? Think about it, what question you can ask me. Mm,
Hello, sir.
yeah,
Sir, can you solve any like a trigonometric expressions like that?
for that we have a
In
functions. Okay, we have a defined
Okay.
functions, power, square root, sine, cos, everything we have. We
Okay.
have a sine of 30. This is a function we'll go to learn later. Okay, any
Okay.
trigonometry functions also we can solve, tan, cot, tan, whatever everything you have. My question is now, if you do an arithmetic expressions with null result into null, in conjunction that in related to that you have any questions can be asked. Question can be asked is What if I do? Okay, with null. So this is something addition we use called plus. To add two strings, we use pipe operator. Pipe is nothing but your string concatenation. What is string, guys? String is your group of characters is called a string. To combine two strings, we use a pipe operator. We don't have a plus operator. Plus operator, when do you use a plus operator? To do an arithmetic expressions. Okay, it doesn't understand invalid number because plus can be used with the numbers. But whenever you wanted to attach, concat, understand append, concat, join two strings, we use a pipe operator. How to put a pipe? There is after above the enter, you have one symbol S, backslash and single line, shift and use this pipe operator, control enter. It is going to concat, it is attach or append two strings. Okay. Now you can ask any question. Can ask any question related to this with a null.
What
See,
happens
simple
if
question
we
is what
add
if
null with a
null with
string?
string? Yeah. He is a George. Who is that guy? Arun Kumar. Arun Kumar is a real George. We'll know who is the George in some time. You know who is George, Mr. Arun?
No, sir, I don't know.
We'll learn who is George. You remember your name is George now, okay? Because you are thinking like a George. So what if they do a string concatenation with a null? I told 100 times any arithmetic expressions with null resulted into null. The question you would have, I was expecting from all of you, what if you do a string concatenation or string operations with a null? It is not going to result in null, it's going to give a string back. This is also very important. I don't know what is happened. Okay, this is fine. I don't want to go with the dates and all, but please remember, if any arithmetic string concatenation happens with a null, will be resulted into same string, not null. Got it? Got it, guys? Okay.
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 Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So my question is about
Be louder, please.
my question is firstly about this dual
Hmm?
actually about the dual.
Dual. You're not
Right.
joined earlier again.
No, I joined it actually. The dual is already
Hmm.
predefined
Table.
W table,
Yes.
right? Predefined
Table
W
is
table.
the. Yes, I did not create. It
So
was already
it
exist.
is so we can't actually anytime create a table called dual already.
No, we
We
cannot
can't.
create with a dual table because create a
That's already.
dual table is already present.
So it is universal in every server.
Yes, in any database, Oracle database server, your table is. Oh, dual table is created. Oh my God. Now let's see what happens. I'll tell you there is now it is a no data found. My dual table. So we can create it, but what I say is it is you need not to worry. The dual table is already present. There is a whole concept called synonyms and all. I will tell you
Now
later.
you created a table, dual table. Now
No,
run
no,
the
no, 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 no,
arithmetic
no, no.
table or arithmetic operation.
It is gone. No, no, I don't want to confuse you. There is a called synonyms and all. That is a big topic. Even I was learned something. Say, I don't know if you start explaining that, you probably will not understand. Okay, just you asked, I'm telling you. Universally, there will not see all of you understood your account is you created your account.
Yes.
All of you know your account. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and you have your accounts, your account, my account, your account, my account, my account. And this is your Scott account. There is another universal account called sys. Sys is a boss. Is a super boss of your database. Okay, sys is a super boss of your database. I know he asked, I'm telling. I don't think how many of you able to understand it. Okay. Let me take this. This is a sys is your super boss account, and you have it's not Scott super boss. Sys is a system is a super boss account, and I have my account. Okay, and Uday or someone has Arun. Someone also asked. Okay, so where is the dual table now? Dual table I am not created. I did not create it. I am using it here. Where is the dual table? I did not create. So dual table you have in every account, or how it is? Because you log in and say select start from dual, you find a dual table. Is this guy says select start from dual kind? You guys start from dual. Where is the dual table? Is it in every account or it is somewhere?
System.
Should be somewhere, not in every.
So only one table will be present for a full database called dual. So whenever you say dual, implicitly is called a synonym. Alias names will be created. It is implicitly always reference to the sys.dual table. The moment what happened is, this is how when I say dual, it is coming from the super user called system. We call the sys user. It has a dual, it has all the system related tables. Okay, it is owns entire, this is a guy is manages, is kind of an super boss of the house. He maintains the all the house entire database. He has maintained all the system related tables. Whenever you say dual, you don't have your local table called dual, automatically it goes and reads from the dual table. On top of it, if you try to create with the same table, now whenever I from my account I say dual, it is going to read from here, because I have a local table called dual. Got it? That's what happened. Okay, when the moment I say create a dual, it is going to refer my local table, not the system table. So that's the reason you can also say sys dot. You need not to sys dot, you need to attach, because implicitly it is being programmed like if you do not have a dual table, it's going to read from your sys table. Got it? So
Okay.
by moment I create a dual, it is overwrite this definition and start reading from my local table. That's the reason we do not create a dual table locally. Okay, that's how it is working. This is good concept. I also learned where is coming from. So what happened? Okay, leave that. Why we are not attaching? Why we are not attaching sys dot dual? Just I'm saying dual.
Where it is already predefined, it will directly return to system.
So there is an aliases, alias name or synonyms we called synonym. Synonym is giving another name. Something has been created synonym called sys for, sorry, dual for sys dot dual. There is an synonym already being created for whenever I say dual, it is going to read as sys dot dual. Okay, it is very high level concept. You don't understand. That's why
Do
I
we have
don't
any
teach.
other tables like dual, like in system?
This I cannot check this all underscore tables or objects. There is so many will be hundreds of tables will be there. Okay, where you can see that there is a called owner. This assist is a owner. He has created so many. One of 50 is there where owner is equal to sys. There is so many tables will be there. It is maintained called metadata tables. See, there is so many. Okay. So yeah, this is how it is. You don't need it. This is all I'm going to teach. It's called metadata table. Every record has some information. Okay.
Okay.
So there is so many hundreds of tables are there. Okay, DBA underscore updates where I say all underscore updates. You want to see how many count? You can just say count of this. There are hundreds of tables, I believe. 37,000. Oh my God. There are 37,000 record tables is being owned by SIS. Okay, so that's the reason. You don't worry. It is an big topic.
Also,
Now back
secondly,
into this.
we are using null actually here. What is the output? Where the null come from? When we create a table, when we leave a place blank, then null is created, and
Yes,
how it
if you
is
do not
created.
insert a data, then it, because you see here, good example. I'm going to start explain them. See, if you don't know, you don't put in value. Leave blank the value that is called uh, null. See here, you have one table column record commission. I don't think we not have the data. These are all called nulls. If you do not insert, so here 0 has a value, but this value, and this value, all three different. Correct? So whenever you are inserting data, we don't know, we leave it as blank. We can insert also with a null value. We can insert with a null value also. That is the time the data become null in that table.
So we'll learn once we
Okay.
start entering data into the table.
Yes, insert to that particular column, we don't insert. Then the value become null. Okay. Now we understood what happens with arithmetic, what will happen.
So when we did this what to say, mathematical operation
Hmm.
in the null table, all the answers were in the first row. So can we have multiple rows or records?
There is no only one expression I'm solving. There is not multiple
Okay.
rows. Each
So-
expression is getting solved.
Yeah, that's what. There are any examples for having multiple rows in the null table while using it?
There is no null table. Sorry. There is
Okay.
only one table
Ah.
called pseudo table. There's not null table. Okay.
Okay.
So what is, see, we'll learn those. Don't worry about it. We're going to explain now. It is going to come. Okay. More examples will come now. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do you know and what will happen if you use relational operators with a null? Select start from EMP where commission is equal to 0. Okay. So there is, how many records will come? See, there is so many unknown values are there and 1 0 record is there and many non-zero values are there. Expect how many rows will come?
One, only one.
One,
Sir.
Only one. So relational operators, what are the relational operators we know? Relational operators we know them is equal to, less than, greater
Less
than, or
than,
all
greater
is
than.
relational. Yeah. So but null ignores the relation operators, ignores the null values. Then how do you find the null values? Correct. We need to find the null values. I need to find where commission is null because equal operators ignores the null value. To compare is equal to null, what will happen? How many? Now there are so many, yes. The so many nulls are there.
So many.
yes, sir.
So many.
All will come. Hmm. Okay, what happened, please? Okay, no data found. So why? That's what I'm saying.
String.
No relation operators, no relation operators. You know the relation operators, last class I told. No relational operators can compare null values. Okay. So this never relation, because relational operators can compare only the values, but null is not a value. That's the reason they fail to compare. That's the reason you do not find any, even though you have a null records, you're not able to display. So how to compare your null values is using is operator.
Sir,
This is
what is
not
the
correct.
difference? Hello.
Hmm.
Sir, what is the difference of null and zero value? Null is the character, zero is the number, sir.
When did you say that way? When did you join the class?
In first class only.
No, today when did you join?
Today at 8:10. Sir.
Then what I said, what is null value?
Null
Did I
is
say
a
character? Huh?
sir.
Then why you're asking the same question?
No, sir.
Don't you?
Confused.
Why to confuse? I said null is unknown. Written here 10 times I told. It's not a character.
Okay.
Unknown values are called null values.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we cannot compare, any relation operators cannot compare the null values. This is not a invalid state. This is not a valid statement because not valid because null cannot use. Then how to compare null values is we have to use called operator called is. The English kind of a statement. Null is. Commission is null. I'm not using relational. I'm using English statement. Commission is null. It is going to display all the commission wherever we have a commission value as null. Clear? So opposite of is null is
Yes.
is not null. Please remember, this is again intro question. Okay, how do you compare null values? Okay, no relation operator can compare. Is very is important. Is operator used to compare null values. Whenever I have these 3 stars now, that is probably an intro question. We need to focus. They'll ask how do you compare null values? Is operator used to compare. Whenever to check the equality of null values is use null, is null, and non-null values are is not null. So it gives only the values where the commission is not null, and is null gives the is null values. Equal values Equal symbol never work with comparing the null values. The reason behind it doesn't have a value to compare. No relation operators works. Got it? Okay. So one more important, very, very important interview question I will ask now. Let's see how you answer. Where yesterday I told you very clearly, I told how the filter class, where class or a filter works. Now you guys has to tell me table has a 14 records. 1 is equal to 1. How many values will come? 1, 0 or 14? First of all, 1 is equal to 1, true or false?
True, sir.
True.
Hmm, true. Then tell me now how many records comes?
All records.
14 all records.
All records.
Close your eyes. Let's see what will happen. It is going to give all 14 records. Correct. Why?
Condition is
Why? Please, someone. Condition is true for every
is one.
record. 1 is 1 for every record. Yesterday I told you clearly how the filtering works. First is goes to the first record and it check for your where condition. 1 is equal to 1. True. First record will be displayed. Next. Second goes to second record. For this condition, 1 is equal to 1. Second record is displayed. Again, third condition, as long as these conditions become true, that particular record, it is going to be processed. Processed means reading one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. It's called processing. It is going to processing a record by record, record by record, record by record. Whenever this where class, where conditions become true, that particular record will be given, otherwise will be filtered. Now I say null is equal to, this is Capgemini questions, Capgemini interview questions. They will ask the same questions. Null is equal to null, how many?
Error.
No data. No
No
record
data.
found.
No data.
No data.
No data found. Guys, error comes only when I make a mistakes in writing the syntax. This is called an error. This is called an error. Why the error? My command is not correct.
Where?
My long where clause is not correct. This is called a syntax error. What is that syntax? The grammar of your language is not correct. That's called the syntax error. The SQL command is not correct. We get an error. Is it any mistake in this command? Syntactically, I written somewhere. Syntax.
Down, sir. Down.
Syntax is a grammar of the program, style in which you must write a program. Okay, this is, please understand, syntax. Syntax is a grammar of the program or a style of a program. You get error, we get error if syntax, proper syntax is not followed. Did I not follow the proper syntax here? This is exactly the right select statement. There is no problem with the syntax, but you are not getting any data. Why? Why the reason?
Null is a unique.
Each null is unique that cannot be compared with another null. For every record, null is not equal to null because each value cannot be compared. Okay, now same select statement. Okay, E is null. What will happen?
No data. No data, sir.
Mhm. It is record all 40. Null is null. Take the first record. Null is null, true or false?
True.
True.
Sir.
Why saying no record? This is how you compare one null with other null. This relational operator doesn't compare, but ease operator is able to compare the null values. Is not using arithmetic operators comparing, it is using to ease. It says ease, null is null. Yes, one null is equal to other null if you use ease. So this is true for every record. That's the reason all 14 records will be displayed. You have to remember this. Is very, 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 very important. Hmm? See, guys, I'm telling you, this proxy things, nothing works out. I don't know. Many offices are opening. That's the reason I'm very patient. I'm teaching very deeply. What are the probable all questions I know I'm teaching. So whether tomorrow someone I'm there or not, I will be there. I'm not going anywhere. But if offices are open and they say, please come and give and one round of interview in office, you should not be get feared. I'm there to help you. I'm teaching you all possible questions. Just to learn what I'm saying is more than enough. It's a Bible. This notes is the Bible. Nothing can out of this. I'm telling you, no way you can get questions out of this, because just before to this, I've been attending into daily 565656. This is probably 1185. Removing that, we remove there is so many blank lines, 400 blanks, like 600 to 700 interviews attended only in January 2020. Before that, I probably attended another 2000 interviews. I'm saying no questions definitely will not come behind these notes. Okay. Now take 4 or 5 minutes break. I had to follow the respect my student decision. I need to give a break. I'm giving a break.
Out.
Back soon after 4 minutes. Now move on. So then you have to complete your expression. See, now we understood anything we do with a null will resulted into null. Let's do it on. See, we do the. See, one more thing we need to understand. These are called, these values called literals. Literal means constant values. Yes. So there always be the constant. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's these same operations can be. This is called literal because this you run for 100 times, the value is same, because 2 is always the same. It's called literals. Literals are the constant values. So if I say employee name, say his job, comma salary, comma commission. Okay, these are 5 columns. I'm also wanted to compute salary plus commission. Let's see what will happen. Okay, I wanted to compute salary plus, this is called what? I told you what I'm going to call whenever you have this kind of a computation. This is called as an expressions. Okay. So I call this called an expressions. Okay, let's run this expression and see what will happen. Commission CO. What happened? Not dual, it is an employee table. Okay. So let's see. See why you see this C. I have the name column, job column, salary column, commission. But why you are seeing null? As we see in whenever you do any expressions with null, 5000 with null is a null. So wherever you have a commission as a null value, it resulted into null. But this value is getting as it is. 5000, 1500, but 0 is 1500. But wherever you have a null values, the expression resulted into null, because we know that any expressions we're doing with a null will be resulted into null. For null value, expression also null. This is we understood already. Okay, this we understood already. The expression is also called will be null. Okay, so this is a now, but it is wrong as at least I should get a total of salary. What is you expecting here? If it is not there, I'm going to treat the null values with some substitute value. Now I am going to treat whenever you have a null values, I'm going to give a substitute value for null. I wanted to treat a null values. To treat a null values, we have something called NVL, null value function. NVL stands for null value function. Okay, NVL called NVL, null value function. Function is a program. Okay, it is going to replace the null value with the substitute values. It could be any value. See, substitute value could be any value. If column value is not null, it returns the actual. How the null value works? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to say if you have select e name comma commission. Let me post this in your example. Okay, so this is not 10 is going to null expression result. We need to treat the null values. To treat a null value, let's see, select ename comma commission comma NVL of commission comma 0. Let's see what will happen. So I'm saying, boss, whenever you have a commission as a value as a null, what I'm saying, please treat with as 0. So whenever commission is not null, please remember, if commission is null, what is the value to the substitute value I'm going to give? The substitute value 0. If commission is not null, it is going to give the actual value of the column value. Got it? If it is null, the substitute value. If it is not a null, it is going to give the actual value. Got it? How the NVL function is replaces the null value. It's not replacing, it treats. It is treating a null value. Okay. It is not replacing your table. Still table has a null values. It is not removes or replace null values in the commission. But what it does is, whenever it is giving a final output, wherever you have commission, wherever you have a commission, it is going to treat those commission values, null values as 0. Okay. Now we can perform an arithmetic on this. Yes, it will going to give the result. It will give or not? It will give the total salary. So whenever you have a commission now 0, we expect a null value or salary plus commission.
Salary plus commission.
Salary plus commission.
Because I am already treating a null value. So look at here. See here, 5,000, but null in my expression. What I'm doing in my expression, I'm treating. I'm going to put both for your understanding. You can see what will happen if you do not use a null value. What will happen if you don't use a null value. So first value, I'm not treating the null value here. It is giving null. Why? Because salary plus commission, null is a null. It is going to return the null. But in my second expression, I'm treating the null values. I'm treating the null values because now internally it is treated. If commission is null, it will be giving returning a 0. 0 plus 5,000 is your 5,000. Got it? So whenever you have do not have null values, annual function returns the commission. Commission plus salary is this is why this is sorry, this is a commission and this is your salary. It is going to be output of salary plus commission. You understood what is the annual function, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please remember, it not necessarily substituteness value, substitute value, not necessarily 0. It could be any value, Let's see why I'm saying, what is that meaning? I'm saying it not necessarily 0, it could be any value. See, I'm going to treat wherever I have a commission as 0, I'm treating as 1,000. What to expect? Wherever you have a commission as the null, it is going to treat as 1,000. Not necessarily for my expression, I am treating as 0, but it not necessarily always be 0. It could be any value. But it's 5,000 plus 1,000 is 6,000. Okay, for your easy understanding, let me write other way. Okay, salary, comma, commission, comma, NVL of commission, comma, 1,000. Wherever you have a now null value of the commission field, you are getting 1,000 as an output.
From EMP.
From EMP, sir.
Okay, so wherever you have commission as null, it is replacing. So for you need to know, we can write multiple way. The same expression I am replacing one time with 0 and another time with 1,000. These are two different expression, correct? One is one replacing with the NVL, sorry. Okay, here I'm treating null value with a 0. Here I'm treating with null value with 1,000. Got it? Wherever you have not null value, it's going to give the commission table column value itself. Column value itself will be returned. If it is a null, it is going to return here, in this case 0, in this case it is 1,000. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do one more. There is something called concept. Let's last one example I'll give and we'll. Okay, we'll stop it here. Okay, end of day 3. Now, my total CV, as you seen your salary components, all of you are working, you say your payslip is, it has different component of your salary. Okay, job and salary plus total salary of my monthly salary, I'm going to compute as what? Salary plus commission is my total salary. It will work, not work. This is not correct because table. This is not works because wherever a commission has a null, it resulted. I had to treat. I'm going to treat my null value as NVL of. For my equation is appropriate to replace a 0. I'm replacing it to 0. It is giving. This is my monthly salary. This is my monthly salary. But what you see is a column heading. What you're getting, your expressions are coming as your column. Please, guys, one more thing you need to observe is that's what I'm saying. You need to be like a George. Just in 5 minutes, I'm going to show who is a George. Arun is a George. We'll remember all of you. Arun is a George. We'll show him who is a George. So even though you write it in uppercase, lowercase, the column heading is always coming in uppercase. You remember, see here, written in lowercase, but column heading in the report, final put is always coming in uppercase, and your expressions are also coming as your column heading. The expression itself is coming as your column head. No one can understand what is it meaning. I'm wanted to give a very appropriate name for my expression. I'm saying this as monthly salary. See here what happened. Monthly salary. This is called alias. This is called column alias. Giving another name to the column or expression is called column alias. What is alias? Alias name giving another name. Alias is called another name. Alias is giving another name to a column heading. It not necessarily you should give an alias for expressions. It not necessarily give an expression. We can also give for existing table columns. Here going forward, wherever I have an e name, I'm going to call as employee name. Wherever I have a job as salary, I'm going to salary. See, it is not necessarily you can alias your only expression. You can alias also your table columns. See here, e name has been aliased as employee name. Your commission has been aliased as commission. And this expression has been alias as total monthly salary. Got it? What is an alias? Alias is another name given to the. We can alias for tables, we can alias for your columns, we can alias for your expressions. That's what I would have written. Alias, okay, alias should be a single word. We learn that. Alias given to another color heading. This is where I have copied. Okay, here, not necessarily here. We can also alias existing existing table columns, come on, columns and expressions. Got it? You can also alias your existing table column or your expression. Clear, guys? And one more thing is here, all of you listening or not? Or many people left. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
now
Yes,
if
sir.
you try to put in aliasing, we have a space. It's going to throw an error because alias should be of single word. It should be no space. It should be of same word. It is single word. It does not work. If at all you wanted to give a space, okay, then you should be give it in a double quotes. So why when we use a single quotes, when do you use a double quotes? When do you use a single quotes, guys?
For
String.
string, sir.
String.
For
String
string,
we are using the single quotes to
single quote.
giving an alias. See, we need to see whenever you need to give a space, or I told you 100 times, if at all you given any case, the column heading always comes in uppercase, but you wanted to give in a particular case like this, and the spaces in your aliases. See, now total monthly salary will come as it is in a lowercase because I put it in a double quotes. And your employee name will come as it is with a space because I give it in a double quotes. Double quotes are used for column aliasing, single for your string. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now here I have a total monthly salary. So I am going to calculate what is the annual salary? Monthly salary into 12s.
Into 12.
So what do you expect here and after this 50 here, I have another column called yearly salary. Yearly salary. Yearly salary. So what do you expect on after the I am multiplying by 12? What do you expect here?
60,000.
What is this one? Whatever it is, it is. So you are sure it will come 60,000 before I run and see?
No, sir.
Sure, 100%. Okay, don't believe your eyes. See what happened. I had to put a comma. It is not going to give any output. It's still coming 5,000. What happened? What happened?
Same value we have
No,
got.
Bodmas rule is not a correct signal.
Sir, it is
Same value
multiplying
is
with a
coming.
null
Why?
value, sir.
It is
Ah.
multiplying with a 0.
It is
Zero.
multiplying with a
Multiply
null
with
value,
this.
sir.
Not multiplying with the null. I'm treating the null value already. It is multiplying with 0
Zero.
because here null value is treated as 0. 0 into 12 is 0. It's displaying as a salary itself. Actually, what we should have done?
It should be under bracket. Salary plus.
Bracket.
Brackets we need to put.
So this should be an one expression and this could be so my monthly salary, this is we called as monthly salary, should be your one expression into 12, that is 60. This is your yearly salary. Got it? Why earlier was not coming? It was doing a multiplication with this because you need to remember Bodmas rule. Whenever you have in multiple equations, the Bodmas rule will apply. According to the Bodmas rule, this is going to do multiplication. What is here? 0 into 12. So one more question, just quickly, if you do not treat the null value, what do you expect on the first row? What do you expect these values?
Null, sir.
None.
Of course,
Null.
all will be null because any expression having a null will resulted into null only. That's the reason I was treated with a null, but I missed out a bracket. If you do missed out a bracket, it is multiplying actually the commission. It is multiplying the commission, adding the salary. That's not correct. It's supposed to multiply after adding the commission plus salary and multiply by 12. That is your annual salary. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I have reached end of today's class. It's okay. Now all of you understand who is judge. Okay, I'll stop recording. Don't leave. You need to understand who is judge. You have to be like a judge. That's what I keep telling. You must be all of you be like a judge. Let's see who is that judge.